Does Sora's ability to hide in the bushes hint at the return of stealth missions from 305 Days Over 2? I guess we'll find out when Kingdom Hearts 3 releases. This seems to be a new mechanic. I personally believe that Sora is hopping off the Heartless here due to how I got to see it in frame by frame while doing this analysis. But a lot of people think that it's an air dash return, but for some reason Sora doesn't come up off the off the ground when he does this with a jump like you usually have to complete an air dash, but rather he does it right off of the roll. So it's kind of confusing to me if whether or not this is completely air dash or is this a completely new mechanic, period. So this looks promising. The interaction between Sora and Goofy here, to where Sora kind of just gets out of his way so that way he can continue to attack, actually shows a new level of detail. But it could also be hinting at, of course, Goofy and Donald being able to actually interact with you as well, and actually be able to be effective as supports. Be the best of, have the best effectiveness possible while being able to back you up, because before, of course, I'm pretty sure from time to time the reason why they were so lacking in actually doing something was because, of course, you would be up attacking the Heartless, so it would kind of be like you're kind of cock blocking their moves. So it's kind of like, yo, Sora, get the fuck out the way so I can hit this nigga with a thunder. Here we get to see a familiar return of the KH-1 Command Deck HUD Combat Alert. When locked on, a new scope or dynamic view of your surroundings is added for a view of all the known enemies. So here's a feature that I think nobody else that I personally watch that does, of course, Kingdom Hearts content has actually stated before in their analysis. The new nobodies absorb water, then go through kind of like a state of photosynthesis before being able to release their pink rose petals. Here we get to see a new form of flow motion which seems to be attached to a shot lock. Looking at the command deck in translation reveals that it says shot flow and attack flow. Maybe these two mean to balance flow motion. Attack flow shown having what appears to be quick commands, which is to where you kind of like press in or put in certain inputs so that way you do certain attacks during different periods. Possibly what we get to see here is kind of how he pounces or jumps off of certain Heartlesses, which may or may not do damage. We don't get to see, of course, the Heartlesses health bar, so we don't get to see whether or not it depletes when he jumps onto them. We don't get to see whether or not it depletes whenever he even goes near them inside of course, of course, in attack flow. So I guess this is going to kind of be a way to kind of balance it out in the sense that you can't just do it whenever you want to or do it however you like to, which is going to be good because Sora is starting to seem OP with the addition of potentially shot locks. We get to see a new interaction with the environment. This stream appears to lock Sora in his current and send him back to a previous area. With this level of detail, I'm starting to believe our environments will also be added on to, kind of help out our enemies with how strong Sora is presumably to be inside of Kingdom Hearts 3. And if you look to our left here while he's being carried down the stream, we kind of get to see our first treasure chest. I think this is something like more hardcore people would like to know, but it does seem to be a prototype. The lack of detail on it compared to the rest of Kingdom Hearts 3 is definitely something to raise an eyebrow about. or not, this footage opens up with revenge values. Revenge values are meant to be, of course, whether or not, or the probability of rising chance of a Heartless actually attacking you if you attack the Heartless. It was in Kingdom Hearts 2, so let's say, of course, if you want to make the game harder, if you just sit there, sometimes Heartless really won't attack you inside of Kingdom Hearts 2, but if you attack them, then they kind of actually go for your ass. They come more and more for your ass because of how much the revenge counter or the revenge value builds up on that particular Heartless. So let's go ahead and move into the next secret inside of this clip. This clip then closes with the big body's signature jump pushing away all surrounding Heartless and Sora himself. And I like the way how the effect that actually applies to Sora is actually like him getting hit from the side that he's actually getting hit from, rather than him actually being thrusted up into the air, kind of looking like he got hit in the back. So he's kind of just like, how he usually looks. But rather, it's kind of like, if he got hit from the side, he'll be hit from the side. And I'm hoping that this carries over for other Heartless as well. So featuring the shooting ride, we spot 2 timers and some commands that read shoot, shot or shoot. I think it's shoot. Yeah, shoot, cancel, boost jump, and their effects seem pretty straightforward. It seems this ride gets competitive as Sora, Donald, and Goofy each has their own counters. So it's kind of like if they each shoot, of course, maybe whoever has the most values will probably get some type of bonus after this is all completed. It's kind of like a little mini game on the fly while you're actually in battle, and I think that that's pretty cool because, of course, remember in Birth by Sleep, we actually had a dedicated world to completely mini games, and Tetsuya Nomura was talking about before that he did want to find some way to put mini games inside of the actual gameplay, and it would really be cool to see like some real gameplay that's actually going to be effective to our experience rather than having a dedicated world that does nothing for the experience except for give us something to do post game. In this last piece of our footage today, we have a Heartless taking on what I believe to be limit breaks for the Heartlesses. Taking on a new appearances that fit their elemental affinity is actually something that kind of fits with how, of course, limit breaks works inside of Kingdom Hearts 305 Days Over 2. Now, limit breaks were supposed to be, if they're not going to return inside of Kingdom Hearts 3, they're presumably, or what they're explained to be is, once a certain character has reached a certain point of their life, once a certain point of their life is depleted, then, or health gauge is depleted, then they'll take on, some of their most powerful forms. Just kind of like you got beat up so much, so here's a boost of power and stuff just to boost your chances of being able to take whoever you're fighting out. And I think the same thing is happening for the Heartless here. And wrapping it all up is, of course, a little short of the shot flow. So shot flow is once again connected to the new kind of shot lock looking, I keep on wanting to say attraction flow, but flow motion. But that's pretty much going to be all that we have today, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This has been my little analysis. I know a lot of people are probably going to find some other things. I know about the 1 XPs and the XP build on here. I didn't want to talk about it because, of course, it didn't seem significant enough. I mean, if I was going to talk about, of course, the 1 XP and then the 1 XP becoming 2 XP, then 3 XP, like, that would really seem ridiculous to me. Like, that's little small details that anyone can see if they have a keen eye. I didn't want to be obvious and stuff. Although, I am kind of obvious with some of the things that I stated. I didn't want to be that obvious, like, ooh, 1 XP Oh my god, it's here. You see it? It's 1 XP, bruh. Did you see it? Da 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 da. Fucking MLG music. But thank you guys for tuning into the video. This has been your boy Amazia. Don't forget to do a little A-class gaming and everything you do. Don't forget to keep it A-class. And I hope to see you guys in the next Kingdom Hearts trailer analysis, Kingdom Hearts reaction, and just see you guys on the channel even more as we go along with more Kingdom Hearts stuff. So this has been your boy Amazia once again, and peace the heck out.